We're here with Stretch and Bob, who are part of the new movie Stretch and Bobbito, Radio That Changed Lives. We missed each other in New York.
I'm Bobbito, just in case you didn't know.
Stretch.
That's stretchy.
Yeah. Stretch. Stretch.
You guys are crazy.
Greg Nice will call me, yo, Tupac's over here, we'll hang. But yo, KRS-One is coming over. And we just listened to y'all all night until it went off. Every fucking week.
You sat here and you watch a bunch of motherfuckers get rich while you broke them and you blew them up. Right or wrong?
That was the first spark. From there, things start happening.
Stretch and Bobbito was located on 89.9 FM in New York City, based out of Columbia University from, I want to say 1991. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the year, but in the baby steps of the golden era of hip hop, some of the artists from New York City that we've all come to know and love over the years were broken on that station.
Do you remember the first record you ever bought? And where did you get it? What were you listening to back in the day?
When I was about 4, I was listening to the Beatles exclusively on my parents' records, taking horrible care of the records, as a 4-year-old would. And I think when I was about 6 or 7, I had a very small allowance, and I would save up for a few weeks and then go to Gimbel's, which is a department store on 86th Street, and I'd go to the record shop and buy records. And I think the first 2 records I bought were Elton John's Greatest Hits and Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Yo, those are dumb rare.
Okay, can you do better?
Yeah, actually.
Hey, whoa, better?
Um,
I still really love both of those artists profoundly.
Okay.
I do too. I'm
right.
super joking. I was introduced to music by my parents, my siblings, and but as far as purchase, first record, it would be a 7-inch on Turbo Records, a salmon colored label, and the group was Brother to Brother, and they did a cover of Gil Scott-Heron's The Bottle.
Wow.
And I still have it. And interesting enough, like my sister back then, she used to put initials in magic marker on her records so that, no one in the house or otherwise could steal them. And she put the HG on it, but I distinctly remember buying it. And now I look at it, I'm like, yo, why did Heidi try to claim? Like, that was my money.
Now,
Heidi, if you watch this, actually she can't watch this.
Stretch and Bob were holding it down way before I was even thinking that I could hold anything down. And so clearly they were always an influence on my career and my love for radio. And I was a fan, man. I told Bob this story, and I think it even made the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I used to listen to them. I'd be on the radio, and I'd have the radio on and listening to them in the studio. Not just because they were breaking new music and the artists were freestyling, but I liked them. I liked their personalities. They were who they were. They were having fun. They loved the culture. They loved the music, as did I. So I felt, even before I knew them, I used to listen to the show. I felt like those guys could be my friends.
They're my friends, and they're not music to me. They're my friends. They're actually really my friends.
so
You know what I'm saying? So what's happening for them isn't like oh my God, this is for hip hop. To me it's, oh my God, my friends got their project off, and that's all that matters.
now, I saw the movie at Urban World, and I loved it.
Word.
What I really appreciate is, like, you guys were the tastemakers for hip hop. There was a barrier of entry back then. I mean, how do you think things have changed? Is it for the better or worse? Where is the industry now? I don't know where we are in this hip hop era.
I think you know the answer to that. You just want us to talk about it, but you know the answer.
Well, I mean, I like to think that when people see this logo, it's worth their time, right? And I think when you had artists on Stretch and Bob show, it was worth the listener's time, and certainly labels were paying attention too. Yeah. So
Artists as well. Producers, I mean, everybody paid attention.
I mean, right now we rolling this film out, we're taking advantage of the new technology, the new way we can communicate, right? We want everyone to see our film and on different platforms, and we're pushing it through Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. When we were doing our radio show, we wanted our content to be unique, and we wanted people to come to us, and we knew that they had to come to us, and that wasn't always an easy thing. You had to stay up in the middle of the night, 1 a.m. Sometimes you may have lived on the border between good signal and bad signal, and you might have to get in your car and drive half a mile and with your portable radio and tape it. But we appreciated that. That's where we come from. So we're taking advantage of the world that we have now. But it's not lost on us that the difficulty in accessing what we did was an asset for us and not a hindrance.
Well, just even the barrier, just the barrier of entry. Like I remember, I'd hear a record in a club, and then I'd have to ask somebody, well, what was the name of the record? I'd go to a record store. What was the name of that?
Tell you.
It might take weeks for me to figure out what the record was, and then you go to the store, you take cash money, and you exchange it for a CD, and then you still have to crack the plastic just to have access to the song. Now, I'm in Frankie Bradley's. I hear the record Shazam, and I got it, and it's more disposable.
Yeah, I mean, I actually I can never give upcoming DJs too hard a time when they're train spotting what I'm playing. Mm-hmm. I mean, they might just be able to Shazam it, but of course you could always see that because you see in a dark club you see this blue glow on their face, and you're like, I see you, or they're behind you like this. But listen, in the '80s, I used to follow my favorite DJs around, and I probably thought I was slick. It helped that I was 6'6", so I could just sort of stand over here, and I got really good at reading records like this because you had to just go like that, because you only had so much time to read, the first word, and then you got to catch the second word, and then the third word. I mean, I did that to Red Alert, I did that to Duke of Denmark, but I became friends with all these guys, so it's all good.
Stretch and Bobbito, that was our dream. Felt like we made it. This is it.
We've sold close to 20 million records, and you guys were the guys who lit the fires for us.
I mean, Bobbito and Stretch, they're as hip hop as, turntables and breakdancing and everything else, I mean, the fact that they were able to go global before going global was even a thing, I mean, cassette tapes, people recording and selling across the world. It's just phenomenal. Like, you really can't even, words can't really express it. They are, they're just indelible to the culture.
Yo, this the big motherfucking Illmatic Nas. Know what I mean? Yeah, the album getting ready to come out in January. The name of that is Illmatic. At that point in time, your show was the most important show in the world.
So Bob, making history, we're at a stage now where we're not only can we tell our own stories, but it's historic. Like Straight Outta Compton came out earlier this year. I mean, that's like the landmark, but people, including yourself, have been making documentaries about this culture for the longest.
Well, not for the longest. I mean, I've only done 2 films. This is my second. My first was titled Doing the Park, Pick Up Basketball NYC. Okay. I was a co-director with Kevin Cooley on that, and but that's in the film platform. I have been documenting New York City history, New York City culture for 25 years. I mean, I wrote the first article in media history on sneaker culture based out of New York back all the way in 1990 for the Source magazine, and then I wrote a book titled Where'd You Get Those? New York City Sneaker Culture 1960 1987. Right. Then I did my basketball film, and now I have me and Stretch's film. So I feel like I've sort of, all the things that I'm passionate about, I've been able to sort of put a tangible record of for other people to learn about it too. Our film, Stretch and Bobbito Radio That Changed Lives, is owned by us, and we self-funded it. The film is self-distributed. There's no Hollywood studios involved, and we're very proud of that. And we own the master, if you will. So
I think that's the most important thing. So check out Stretch and Bob. If you're not here tonight, Frankie Bradley's, you got to go Vimeo on Demand.
Vimeo on Demand exclusively. We will branch out to all the platforms eventually. And you can simply purchase it. Talk about the power of independence. You can simply purchase the download directly from our website, stretchandbobbito.com. And we're at Stretch and Bobbito on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr, and at Stretch and Bob on Twitter. So please just find out when we're coming to your town and support us, and we appreciate it.
I'm here to make a difference. Besides all the riffing, the traps I'm not sticking. Rappers stop flipping for those who pose lyrical, but really ain't true, I feel. Airtime's limited, hard rock.
We will never get this verse anywhere but on Stretch and Bobbito.
I raise hell till it's heaven. Pretty good verses.
Peace, my name is Bobbito Garcia, aka Cool Bob Love. Ooh, ooh.
What's up, everybody? I am Stretch Armstrong.
And you are watching Real Black.
I got enough to go around, and the thought takes place uptown. I grew up on the sidewalk while on street talk. Then talk to Hawk, New York. I go to Queens for Queens to get the crew from Brooklyn. If money in my hand, it never been token. Go uptown to the Bronx and boogie down, get strong on the island, the coop and lay around.
Put this together too. The bell, put this together too. The bell